The bells ring and the white smoke rises. The College of Cardinals elects Joseph Ratzinger to lead the Catholic Church. Thousands gather in St. Peter's Square to welcome Pope Benedict XVI.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Roz Abrams.
I'm Ernie Anastas. A history-making day in Vatican City as the 265th Pope is elected. A live look right now at the Vatican this evening, and earlier today, the eyes of the world watched as the first German Pope in almost 1,000 years was elected.
Pope Benedict XVI was born, Joseph Ratzinger, in Bavaria on April 16, 1927.
At age 14, he was forced to join the Nazi youth movement, but deserted the German army during World War II.
Ratzinger was ordained a priest in 1951 and elevated to cardinal in 1977.
And we do have live team coverage of today's events. Maurice Dubois in Vatican City, Hazel Sanchez at St. Patrick's Cathedral, and let's begin with you, Maurice.
Ernie, it was a thrilling day. A place that had seen so much sadness recently was bursting with joy. The new Holy Father made a dramatic entrance to a deafening roar. From the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica, he declared he's a simple, humble worker in God's vineyard.
I'm just happy to have known him prior to his becoming Pope.
One who would know is Monsignor Charles Guarino of Long Island's Diocese of Rockville Center, who for the past several months has been working for the man he had come to know as Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger.
To live for this moment for me is outstanding, outstanding.
Your boss becomes the Pope.
The Pope, Pope Benedict, yes, Pope Benedict XVI.
The excitement began just before 6 p.m. Rome time. White smoke appearing at the top of the Sistine Chapel. The crowd not sure if this smoke would turn black and dash their hopes, as it happened 3 times in the past 24 hours.
One of the sisters at the place said they're saying white smoke, you know, fumato bianco, and we came rushing down here to the square and we made it just in time.
And when the church bells rang out, it was clear. The voting was over. A new pope was in charge.
This moment is heart-stopping. Your heart just goes thump, 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 and you think, what can top this?
Now the world watches for signals as to how the German pope will lead. His reputation is that of a hardliner. His job was to enforce church doctrine for 23 years. Those who know him say the man is far more charming than most would think.
He has a beautiful smile, and he showed it today, really. He has a beautiful smile, and he's a very clear mind, clear mind, very sharp, and he has a lot of sense of humor.
I think he'll play very well as soon as people get to know him.
And tomorrow, the new pope celebrates Mass with the cardinals at the Sistine Chapel. To be clear, the cardinals will be meeting with the media afterwards. And then on Sunday, it's the inaugural Mass for Benedict XVI. We're live at the Vatican. Maurice Dubois, CBS 2 News. Ross?
Thank you, Maurice. The new pope is considered a conservative hardliner, which may not appeal to more progressive Catholics. CBS 2's Cheryl Fiandaca takes a closer look at Benedict XVI.
First came the white smoke, then the bells and the cheers of the faithful.
Habemus Papam.
Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger, now Pope Benedict XVI, is the 265th pontiff, the first German pope in almost 1,000 years, and at 78, the oldest newly elected pope in 250 years. Born in Bavaria in 1927, the new pope is described as brilliant, shy, and a conservative guardian of the doctrines of the church. But for all his prominence among his peers, he was largely unknown by the public. Less than 2 weeks ago, when he gave his emotional homily at the funeral of Pope John Paul II, most people got their first look at the man who would become the spiritual leader of 1.1 billion Catholics. The selection of the new pontiff is not without controversy. Ratzinger wrote in his memoirs that he was enrolled in the Nazi youth movement against his will and deserted from the German army in 1945.
He was cardinal from Germany for 30 years, having been a member of the Hitler Youth. His whole life, he's atoned for it.
Cardinal Ratzinger's selection as Pope is clearly an affirmation of the policies of his predecessor, but that may not be enough to win over the faithful. Citing his hardline stance, a recent poll taken in his native Germany showed many opposed his selection, claiming he alienated many progressive Catholics, leaving some to now wonder if the legacy of his papacy will do the same.
Well, he is a good man. I would not want to deny that. He doesn't have anything like Pope John Paul's charisma.
Cheryl Fiandaca, CBS 2 News.
Catholics in our area are joining the faithful around the world in celebrating the election of Pope Benedict XVI. CBS 2's Hazel Sanchez live right now at St. Patrick's Cathedral with more on that. Hazel.
Ernie, some call him old-fashioned and too conservative, while some call Pope Benedict XVI a humble and competent spiritual leader who will continue the work of his predecessor with ease. The ringing in of a new spiritual leader could be heard from St. Peter's Square in Rome to St. Patrick's Cathedral in Manhattan, where devout Catholics were celebrating the papacy of Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger.
If he is anything like John Paul II, then we're in good hands.
I would say that it is much better to go along with what the late John Paul has started.
Pope Benedict XVI becomes the first German pope in nearly a millennium. The pride could be felt outside St. Matthias Church in Bridgewood, Queens, a neighborhood with a long German history.
I'm very proud. I'm surprised, really surprised that they took a German.
Despite Ratzinger's involvement with the Nazi youth movement as a teen, Rabbi Arthur Schneier, a Holocaust survivor, says it is no reflection of the Pope we know now.
This idea, what happened in the past, you know, as a teenager, it should not be considered at all, based on the close relationship between John Paul II and okay? Because John Paul II was a victim of the Nazi regime.
Pope John Paul II made it his hallmark to travel, making 104 pilgrimages abroad, including trips to New York and New Jersey. Local Catholics are now hoping the new Pope will follow suit and will make a visit here. We're live at St. Patrick's Cathedral. Hazel Sanchez, CBS 2 News. Back to you.
Hazel, in New Jersey, many Catholics are celebrating the new leader of the Catholic Church. This election was greeted with bell ringing in the historic tower of the Cathedral Basilica of the Sacred Heart in Newark. The faithful went to church to pray for their new pontiff. The Archbishop of Newark worked with Joseph Cardinal Ratzinger and says he's being unfairly portrayed as harsh on some church matters.
I know that this is a gentleman. The image of him as some kind of iron-fisted, angry man is simply not true.
The Archbishop went on to describe the new Pope as a loving and caring pastor and a strong defender of the faith.
And the new Pope is an unseen but essential presence in a new documentary from an award-winning New York filmmaker. Tony Aiello has that story as we continue our coverage tonight.
Dear Cardinal Ratzinger.
He never appears on screen, but the Cardinal-elected Pope is a central character in the film In Good Conscience.
He was the one who came down with the order that silenced Sister Janine Gramick.
New York filmmaker Barbara Rick spent 5 years following this Maryland nun as she battled with Cardinal Ratzinger over the role of gays and lesbians in the church.
I need to deliver this book just to the, well, it goes to Cardinal Ratzinger.
The bottom line was that Sister would not vilify and just be really mean to gay and lesbian people.
No doubt the Cardinal saw things differently than this admitted recovering Catholic. His history as a defender of tradition is bound to disappoint those who want major change in the church.
And I don't think it's going to happen with any pope, honestly speaking, because, again, it's not a question of personal programs, but it's a question of the faith of the church.
Still, for someone who wants her film to have an impact, the election of Cardinal Ratzinger is heaven sent.
I think God really has a sense of humor.
Tony Aiello, CBS 2 News.
And there will be a screening of the film tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at the JCC on Amsterdam Avenue. Stay with CBS 2 for complete coverage of the election of Pope Benedict XVI. We'll continue to bring you all the events from Vatican City.
A tentative settlement tonight that could end the Beeline bus strike in Westchester County. CBS 2's Tiwa Chang is live in Yonkers with late word on when the buses will be running again. Tiwa.
Well, Roz, the union executives and the company, and as well as the Westchester County executive, are all optimistic these striking drivers will soon be gone and the buses rolling. Idle for 6 weeks, Beeline buses may be running by Friday for some 55,000 Westchester commuters. Today, TWU Union President Roger Toussaint and Liberty Bus Line negotiators reached tentative agreement on what age Beeline bus drivers may retire with full benefits. The company wanted 62, the union 57. Sources say the two sides settled on 59 years old. A relieved Westchester County Executive Andy Spano made the announcement tonight.
Taxes will not be raised and the bus fares will not be raised.
that it's consistent with what we thought we could afford.
Picketing union bus drivers, angry agreement took so long, must vote tomorrow at noon to ratify it. Still, at least one shop steward is optimistic.
My gut feeling, yes.
For Westchester commuters, agreement was way overdue.
At last, and at least they are now doing something beneficial for us.
If these picketing drivers do ratify the agreement, the very latest, we're told, the expectation is the buses should be rolling the very latest by Saturday. Reporting live in Yonkers, T.Y. Chang, CBS 2 News. Ernie?
I'll take it, T.Y. Thank you. An emotional ceremony today marked the 10th anniversary of the bombing of the Oklahoma City Federal Building.
Johnny Allen Wade.
And Teresa Antoinette Alexander.
And my father, Donald Ray Leonard.
There was a reading of the names of the 168 victims of what was then the worst terrorist act of domestic terrorism on American soil. More than 1,000 people packed the memorial service, and later many walked among the metal chairs that bear the names of lost loved ones.
And coming up tonight, what turned a cruise into a crisis? New developments tonight involving the Norwegian Dawn's rough ride.
Physical therapy goes high-tech as robots help stroke patients. Details in Health Watch.
Plus, a terrifying call for help. Here are the 911 tapes from a fire that killed 4 children. Next.
Newly released 911 tapes show the confusion dispatchers had in locating a burning house in Teaneck.
And that confusion may have cost 4 children their lives.
911. Yes, I know. We are in 501 Rockland, and we are just in smoke. The whole house is in smoke.
Where do you live?
501 Rockland.
Rockland?
Yes.
In New York?
No, Rockland in New Jersey.
A Bergen County dispatcher clearly had trouble understanding nanny Betty Mabaza when she frantically called on her cell phone to report a fire at the Seidenfeld household. She couldn't convey that 6 children were trapped inside.
The kids are all crying. Oh, please.
Get everybody out of the house.
They can't come out. You don't know. They're all stuck inside.
Are they all outside?
Yes, they're inside. They're all yelling.
They're inside?
Yes, please.
Get them all out, ma'am.
4 of the children, ages 4 to 15, died in the fire. The state is now reviewing the actions of firefighters who checked out the house and found nothing wrong hours before the deadly fire.
Coming up, robots and rehabilitation. You will see how machines are helping men recover.
And the mother of Michael Jackson's accuser takes the stand for the last time. Find out what she said when we come back.
New technology is helping stroke victims regain the use of their bodies, and it's all with the help of robots.
CBS 2's Dr. Sapna Parikh shows us the remarkable inventions that are changing lives.
Tom Sugar's lab looks like a movie special effects set. There are motorized contraptions everywhere.
The goal of our lab is to develop innovative robots that can be worn by people.
People like stroke survivor Bruce Mitchell.
At least with the use of the device at home, it's something that I can use at my own leisure.
The machine Bruce is using is the Hand Mentor. It's an FDA-approved take-home physical therapy device designed by Ed Koneman.
We started with the hand because it is so important to activities of function, and it's usually the last thing to come back.
The robot helps with the repetitious movements and helps users reroute signals in their brain.
The new science is showing that the adult brain can do this no matter how long it's been post-injury or how old you are.
The Hand Mentor has worked for Bruce because he's been persistent.
What we are asking the patient to do is move their hand as much as possible, and then the robot will finish the task.
Dr. Sugar and his team now have the task of making rehab robots for other parts of the body. All of their machines designed to help stroke patients get their bodies back. The Hand Mentor is available by prescription and costs about $4,000. The ankle therapy device is still being tested. The team hopes to have it on the market in early 2006. For more information on the device, you can go to our website at cbsnewyork.com and click on links. I'm Dr. Sapna Parikh, CBS 2 News.
A baby girl automatically qualified as a frequent flyer tonight. Little Marianne Ismail was born in midair on an Egypt Air flight to Kennedy Airport this morning. She and her mom are safely on the ground right now at Jamaica Hospital. Marianne decided to come 2 weeks early, but tonight we're happy to report Mama and baby are doing just fine. And is she cute or what?
Welcome, little Marianne.
All
Isn't that
right,
nice everybody's flying high tonight, John.
Yeah, frequent flyer mileage already building up.
Yeah,
Young age.
yeah.
Tell you what, you want to fly
fly into New York City tomorrow because temperatures, summertime is still upon us. And there is a chance.
Yeah.
One or two places may actually hit 90 degrees tomorrow. Record high is 90. Yes. Let's check out our view and see what we have and get ready to sweat a little bit. We don't mind sweating a little bit in April.
No.
All right, let's check it out. GW Bridge on a clear, mild night in April. It just feels like summertime. It's hard to believe it's April because this is more conducive to late June, early July. 77 the high today. 3 days in a row, 77 beautiful degrees. Normal high 62, record high 92. Record low, the double deuce, 22, 18, 75. It's almost 70 degrees at 11 o'clock in the park at this hour. 69 degrees officially. Morristown, New Jersey, 61 across the island in the 50s. Bohemia, Connecticut High School, 54. Bridgeport, 55. Poughkeepsie, 56 in Hudson Valley. White Plains, 54 today. Temperatures mainly in the 70s and some 80s across New Jersey. Eastern half of Long Island, Connecticut. Temperatures there in the 60s due to the cooler winds in and off the Atlantic. Tomorrow, however, winds going more westerly, and that's why we bake well up into the 80s. I think a couple of places will hit 90. Morristown, I think you'll hit 90. Newark, I think you'll hit 90. Trenton has a shot of hitting 90 degrees. New York City, outside chance, let's say 87, 88. Across the island, even in the 70s on the east end. But with the dry west winds conducive to brush fires, that's why we actually have a fire weather watch for tomorrow, with the humidity levels low and those winds getting gusty in the afternoon. So that will be a problem to watch for tomorrow with the dry heat. So summer-like tomorrow, at least 85. A few spots may hit 90. Could be a nighttime thunderstorm. Cool change coming on Thursday. But it's a nice change. Sunny skies, cooler, but great weather still. 65 degrees. The rain will come in Friday night into Saturday morning. Clear, comfy tonight. 60, 50 to 55 surrounding suburbs. Tomorrow, breezy, summertime, 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 summertime. Thunderstorm at night, 85 degrees again, cooler a little bit along the coast, not the New Jersey shoreline though. 66 on Thursday with a clearing sky. Friday, 60, clouds coming in, rain coming in Friday night. Right now, morning rain Saturday, could get some breaks in the afternoon, 60. 55 on Sunday, windy and cooler. Scattered showers come in Sunday night on the Trend.
The Trend?
Trend. And then much cooler the following week with readings in the 50s and becoming unsettled. But shorts tomorrow.
Shorts, man.
Short sleeves.
90 degrees.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple places that hit 90 tomorrow.
Whoa.
City has a chance.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Coming up, we've got the latest on that cruise ship hit by a giant wave.
And you'll see why the investigation is now becoming a federal case. Next.
Federal investigators are now looking into that cruise ship incident that terrified thousands of passengers. A 70-foot wave slammed into the Norwegian Dawn at sea last week. The wave reached as high as the ship's 10th deck and shattered some windows. The cruise liner docked in New York yesterday and was repaired before setting out again. Norwegian Cruise Line says the passengers were never in any danger.
The mother of Michael Jackson's accuser wrapped up a fifth and a final day of testimony today in his molestation trial. While on the stand, the mother denied soliciting money from celebrities for her son's cancer treatment. Jackson is accused of molesting the woman's then 13-year-old son, who was a cancer patient. Prosecution plans to rest its case sometime next week.
And coming up in sports, it is a record-setting night for the Mets.
But could the Yankees repeat last night's performance with Randy Johnson on the mound? Chris has the highlights next. What about the Yankees? Here's Chris.
So much for a winning streak. Now the Yankees with the league's highest payroll at $212 million. Tampa Bay second to last, spending just $37 million on their players tonight. The Yankees hitting Randy Johnson, worth more than Tampa starting infield and outfield to make it 2 in a row. Randy Johnson, 7 1/3, struck out 8, but made 2 really big mistakes, both to Eduardo Perez. That ball into the monument there. Then in the 7th, this ball just gets out, but it is out nonetheless off the top of the fence. 3-1 Rays. Now 3-2. Johnson in a jam, and Derek Jeter, error number 1 this season. Run scores 4-2 Tampa, down 6-2. Mariano Rivera on, takes this ball off the hand. Watch for that over the next few days. We'll see if he's okay. 6-2 D-Rays. Ooh, a tough one for the Yankees tonight.
I haven't pitched well since opening night, so I'm hoping this is, one of those cliches where things happen in threes, because it's my 3rd bad start, and it's unacceptable.
Gary Sheffield meeting Bob Watson, the league's disciplinarian, today at Yankee Stadium to go over last Thursday night's fan incident at Fenway. No penalty announced yet, but Boston police will press charges against Chris House, the swiper, and the other guy, the one who tossed the beer. Our Deuces Rogers caught up with Sheff before tonight's game.
Would you be surprised if they came down on you with some kind of punishment?
Yes, I would be. I mean, I don't think I did anything wrong to grant anything. You know, my thing is that your natural reaction is to do more, and I did less.
The Mets losers of 2 in a row on the road in Philly tonight. Victor Zambrano still trying to prove to Mets fans he was worth giving up on Scott Kazmir for Mets and the Phils. Chicks dig the long ball here, folks. Jose Reyes gone, Victor Diaz gone, Mike Piazza look out below.
Whoa! Backcourt, Richie Ashburn's statue.
And Dad was watching. Let's continue. Mankiewicz, Diaz number 2, Reyes number 2, then David Wright.
Is it enough? Grand slam for David Wright.
16-4. Mets win the 7 home runs, a team record. Yeah. Big night of offense. The Nets needing a win at home and a loss by Cleveland tonight get both, and the Nets are in the playoffs. Bad news, Cavs beat the Celtics, so tonight, New Jersey home for the Wiz. Still got to win this one. Jay Kidd coming off a triple-double Sunday tonight. Kidd with 35 points, 8 and 8. Now watch this.
2-on-1. Kidd, pass.
That's for some ball movement there. The Nets in control throughout the whole way. Carter, Spinsanity. 26 points tonight for VC. The Nets win at 109-101. At Boston tomorrow. New Jersey over 500 for the first time this season.
Everybody needs to focus in and, you know, play a little bit better than they've been playing all year, you know, and we've had some guys who've been playing great all year, but we just need one more notch from everybody, and I think we're really getting a great response from everyone.
Our guys have worked extremely hard to put themselves in a position where we can decide our own fate.
The Knicks at Chicago tonight, up 1 seconds remaining, and we've seen this before, especially this season. Ben Gordon beating the Knicks with 5.8 left. Jamal Crawford leaves Chicago, and the Bulls get home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs, 92-91. The Knicks lose another tough one. So it all comes down to tomorrow night for the Nets. Got to beat the Celtics on the road tomorrow.
Got to.
They do it and they're in. All right, guys.
All right. Coming up, Hollywood comes to Manhattan.
We're going to take you to the star-studded opening of the Tribeca Film Festival.
Opening night of the Tribeca Film Festival.
It was an event to be seen. It was the screening of the new film, The Interpreter, at the Ziegfeld Theater. Stars Nicole Kidman and Sean Penn were there. The movie is the first to be shot inside the United Nations. The festival was started by Robert De Niro to revitalize Lower Manhattan in the wake of 9/11, and it ends on May 1st. Get down there and enjoy.
Yeah, good thing, a must-see. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ernie Anastas.
I'm Roz Abrams. Late Show is next. Who's his guest?
Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher. That's a hard name to say. See you
Have
tomorrow.
a good night.